The brightness of this day has given me the opportunity to bring you this video. Welcome back to my channel, Winging It with AC. My name is AC. Honestly, I'm having too much fun using this intro because I just want to fool with it and be like, the brightness of this day has given me the opportunity to bring you this video. Anyway, please, today we are being serious, okay? Today, I want to talk about our faith as mothers in relation to the early days of postpartum. Okay, so I'm talking to all my Christian moms out there. So as Christians, we have the desire to draw close to God, and we are walking in step with Him. We are walking in step with the Spirit. We have a relationship with God. But I came to nothing prepared me for this, honestly. When after I gave birth, I realized I couldn't pray as much as I used to, and even find time, if I should say, to have my quiet time, because I was constantly tired. So if I'm not breastfeeding, then I want to rest, I want to sleep. But I realized that as the weeks were going by, it was affecting my prayer life, my quiet time. So I was asking myself, so I ended up speaking to, I think, a few moms, but this was much later. So I sat down and I thought to myself, what can I do? What can I do? And I discussed with a very close friend of mine who had also given birth a few months after I did. And first thing was, she suggested listening to the audio Bible. Now, when it comes to books, when it comes to reading, I prefer print books. Okay, I don't like listening to audiobooks. I don't know why, but she was like, well, you can try listening to the audio Bible. So that's what I did, and it helped, because I realized that someone also mentioned that you could use the breastfeeding time. I think this was after I discovered that, but I thought to myself that, okay, rather than trying to catch up on social media when I'm breastfeeding during the day, at night I don't have the time. I'm half asleep when I'm breastfeeding anyway. But in the mornings, if I'm breastfeeding him around, let's say 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, I could use that time to read the Bible, to do my quiet time. So I tried that. The audio book, when I tried it, my mind keeps wandering even while I'm breastfeeding, but it was easier for me to be holding my phone and then just reading my Bible while he's breastfeeding, and then I pray. So I found that worked for me. So you can try that if you're not a breastfeeding mom and you're formula feeding. I'm trying to figure out how you do both, like you're bottle feeding while trying to do your quiet time, but I guess that's where the audio book also comes into play. And my assumption also is that, well, it's not even my assumption, I also realized that when I was feeding Serum with the bottle, he finishes eating, like his meal time is very fast. But when they are breastfeeding, they can be there for like as long as an hour. But when it comes to bottle feeding, within 15 minutes they are not drinking it and then you are done. But when it comes to breastfeeding, then yes, like you're stuck in one place. When you're about to sit down to breastfeed, you know they're going to be there for a while. But doing multitasking with the breastfeeding helped me get my my prayer life or my quiet time back on track. The audio Bible also helped a bit, and doing it while breastfeeding also helped me to pray over my baby. And that was one thing that I enjoyed or I loved. So while he's breastfeeding, or while your baby is breastfeeding, then you just pray, speak words over your baby, okay? In the same way that somebody would speak a negative word and it comes to pass. Our words have power, and as mothers, we hold a lot of something when it comes to prayer and praying for our families and praying for our children. So speak words, speak into their future, speak into their lives. You are declaring it over them as they are also feeding. Another thing I found helpful was connecting with a fellow mom and telling them my struggles, because if I should say, it helped me feel a bit better about myself. I don't know if I say feel better about myself, but it made me feel better knowing that I wasn't the only one struggling with my Christian walk while adjusting to motherhood, it was tough for me, but being able to speak with a fellow mom and we opening up to each other, it really helped. So we also came about a system where, okay, it's so hard for us to find, I try not to use the word find time to pray, because you can always find the time, but it's like you are juggling so much and you are trying to find your feet, you're trying to find your level at this point, so it's hard. So we spoke about it together and we said, okay, let's do something. I'm finding it hard to pray, you're finding it hard to pray. Whenever you remember, pray for me, and just send an emoji with the prayer hands, right? So I said, okay, whenever I remember and I'm praying for her, I'll send the emoji so that she knows that I just prayed for you. So it's like, it was supposed to be at a specific time during the day, but that wasn't working out because my schedule is different from hers. So I sent an emoji to her. Then on her end, it will also prompt her to say a prayer for me. And that was very comforting for me, knowing that somebody else was praying for me as I was praying for somebody else. But then there's also the prayer where you're praying for other things. You're praying for your family, you're praying for the nation and stuff like that. So going to church and being able to attend prayer meetings here and there was also helpful. But in terms of your personal prayer life, these are the suggestions that I have for you. You know, praying while you are breastfeeding. So sometimes when we are breastfeeding, we want to catch up on what's going on social media, catch up on our WhatsApp messages. But I want to say that catching up with God is more important than catching up with social media. So if you have the time to scroll through your phone mindlessly while you're breastfeeding, then you do have the time to, as it were, scroll through your Bible on your phone and spend a few minutes in prayer, so that our prayer lives don't take a nosedive as mothers. And this doesn't only refer to first-time moms, but new moms. So you've given birth to your second child or your third child or your fifth child. You have one more human being to think about in addition to the others. So it's still an adjustment period and it could affect your prayer life. So I just wanted to share with you what I found to be helpful and what I found to work for me. And there were a few other mothers on another platform that I'm on who also brought up these suggestions. So if you are struggling with that or you are yet to get to that phase, just keep that in mind and pray towards it and ask God to help you to not struggle when you give birth. Okay, so I hope that this is a very short video, and I hope that it encourages you out there if you are struggling with your quiet time as a new mom. Okay, this too shall pass, and remember that God is always with you. He has promised you in His word in Hebrews that I will never leave you, I will never forsake you. He said in Isaiah that when you pass through the waters, I will be with you. They will not sweep over you. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned, which means you will walk through fire. You will walk through water, but the water will not sweep over you and drown you, because He is there to hold you. So just trust in Him and believe that He will hold you through this time. It's a difficult time, it's a challenging time, but He will see you through. So keep trusting in Him. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.